So like a big thing on like in health and everything is heart disease, and it bugs me to hear none of these articles that I'm seeing talk about a plant-based diet. None of them talk about a plant-based diet. None of them talk about being vegan. If I go on the British Heart Foundation website, which is a big charity for this disease, where does it say? Preventing heart disease, right? So, staying active, I'm guessing the smoking here is saying don't smoke, reducing alcohol consumption and stuff like that. Brilliant. I was on this website earlier and I was looking at balanced diet. Plenty of fruit and vegetables, brilliant. Plenty of foods such as bread, rice, potatoes, pasta, brilliant. And then it says here, some milk and dairy products, as well as some meat, fish and eggs. Okay. What about preventing heart disease? What about reversing heart disease? Milk and dairy, meat, fish and eggs are the reasons why heart disease exists. People consume too much of this and they get heart disease. Yes, you can reduce your consumption of these things and it will lower your risk of getting it disease. And here on a huge charity, probably one of the biggest in Britain for the heart disease, and they're saying you should have some milk and dairy products. It should be no milk, dairy products, meat, fish and eggs. These foods are very high in cholesterol, they're high in hormones, they're high in fat, they're high in chemicals. There's nothing good about them. There's unnecessary for the human body. You want to be eating massive amount of fruit and vegetables. You want to be eating a high carb, low fat diet, rice, potatoes, pasta. I try and stick as much as possible with the fruit and vegetables, especially fruit. At least here they're saying beans and non-dairy sources of protein. Brilliant. You only need about 6% of protein in your diet every day anyway. And everywhere you look, it's all about lowering your risk. What about prevention? What about absolute reversing heart disease? There's no risk of getting heart disease, basically. If you eat a whole foods, plant-based diet, proven it reverses heart disease. It also reverses and cures most diseases. For a charity to then say, have some milk and dairy products and some meat, fish and eggs. It's like saying, yeah, reduce your risk, but if you have some of these things, it's okay. Well, it's not okay. You've got to get those things out of your diet. You've got to get these things out of your diet. And I don't support these type of charities is because we can cure this disease with a plant-based diet, a whole foods plant-based diet, vegan diet. We can cure it. So we can cure the world with this thing, and it's pretty much free. You can cure it by a plant-based diet. And if you promote a plant-based diet, effectively, you are helping reduce the risk of people getting heart disease. In the same way you are paying this charity to do the same thing. Which then they go on to say some milk, dairy products. Obviously lots of fruit and vegetables. At least they're promoting that. That is great. People need to eat more fruit and vegetables. Fruit tastes amazing. If you don't like vegetables, eat more fruit. Just never stop eating fruit. Eat as much as you want in the day, and you will see the difference. Here, when Dr. Michael Dr. Michael Greger came over to the UK recently. He did an interview with Plant-Based News, and he was talking about, well, I'll play play it now.
Talking about the leading killers, right? The leading cause of death. I mean, the good news is that the vast majority of premature death and disability is preventable with a plant-based diet and other healthy lifestyle behaviors. We have the power, we have tremendous power over our medical destiny and longevity.
You talk passionately about the benefits of plant-based diet, particularly reversing heart disease. My old boss, he was a professor of epidemiology called Professor Tim Spector. He said he met Dr. Dean Ornish. Dr. Dean Ornish said, the thing with the plant-based movement is you get the sense you're either with them or against them. We're going to talk about that in a minute. But also what he said was there aren't any large randomised control trials. He said, Dr. Dean Ornish, show me the large randomised... Why aren't there any? If we've known about this since Pritikin's day, where's the data, the large randomised control trials?
Well, look, I mean, Ornish published his first RCT, randomised control trial, July 1990, in The Lancet, the most prestigious medical journal in the world. There it was, black and white, proving with quantitative angiography that we can reverse heart disease, open up arteries without drugs, without surgery, just a healthy plant-based diet and other lifestyle changes. There it was, right? So we've known about it for decades, but there it was, published in some of the most prestigious...
I mean, he goes on to say this is a matter of life and death, and it's true. Would you want to live a healthy life or an unhealthy life? And all of us, I mean, I'd be surprised if you say you want to live an unhealthy life. But it's not just that. Everyone's just talking about, I mean, I'd rather live my life eating whatever I want, YOLO kind of thing. I mean, there's a quote by another famous doctor, and he says, I don't mind dying, but I don't want it to be my fault. And that's true, and that I follow that. I don't mind dying. I embrace it, but the fact is, you don't want it to be your fault. You don't want to be the reason of your death. All these diseases are human created diseases. Heart disease is all to do with our diet. It's all about to do with lifestyle. You can change that. You don't need to be taking drugs all the time. Drugs that they might reduce your risk, but then they affect you in other ways. That's the way it goes in the medicine industry. You're just pumped full of drugs. They treat the symptom, not the cause. A plant-based diet is the healthiest diet on the planet. By far, it's the healthiest diet on the planet. There's not a necessity to consume animal products. I mean, you will not understand the benefits until you actually try it. Stop denying it. Stop pushing it away. Just embrace it. Embrace and just give it a go. Give the vegan diet a go. I mean, as I keep saying, nobody wants to get heart disease. No one wants to get cancer. Nobody wants diabetes. Nobody wants these diseases. Stop eating animal products for your own good. It's for your own good. I'm trying to help people here, and it's the healthiest diet on the planet. Get it out of your diet. It's 2016.